What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the stars with the show, and till then it's half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, independent, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Just to get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
Hello, Tobin. Hello, B. Whitney.
Hello, Brittany.
You don't need to see today. Nothing to see here, folks. Leave the glasses at home.
No, the nothing to see here. Just a regular old December Dolphins swoon. Nothing to see here. Traditional tale as old as time, dude. Nothing to see here.
You know what's amazing is that I was explaining to you what Pittsburgh was doing last night.
Yep.
And what did I tell you the remedy was? No huddle.
Oh, well,
and now everybody's saying, why didn't they do no huddle?
Yeah,
I'm like, during the game, I was like, you know what? Don't give them a chance to set their defense.
Yeah.
Run.
Well, the Dolphins, they zag when you zig, Leroy, because they were like, how about down needing 4 touchdowns? How about all the huddles? How about all the huddles? We take all
right.
I've never heard Troy Aikman that infuriated. I think ever. I don't think I've ever heard him that mad.
Here's why. Because even if you are getting pounded, even if you're down by 30, when it gets to the fourth quarter and you need however many points, you have to try. And we see it all the time when we watch football, is that you'll look and go, why aren't there more sense of urgency?
Oh,
why? Like, and I think it's not even, who it is. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's like, hey, we're down 2 or 3 scores. We've sucked the whole time, but we're going to try to pick it up and go no huddle. Maybe that'll give us a chance. Even though you got no chance in hell, everybody just like say, well, at least they're trying.
It's like when the Heat are down and you have no shot in a game down 20, just chuck a bunch of threes, see what happens.
Right.
Instead being
like when you're down 10 with a minute left to go in the game, dribble handoff ain't going to work.
Yeah, if you're down and swing for the fences. The Dolphins are like, I really felt like the fourth quarter was Mike McDaniel simply fluffing up stats to make himself look good. Like, and 2-2. Like, I'm like, what was the point of that? What was the purpose? You guys literally were crawling through the entire motion of everything. And then just the cherry on top is you Chris Webbered it at the end of the game. No timeouts, and you're calling timeout. Oh my God! Just to add embarrassment to shame, like wow. Jeez Louise.
One of the other problems is, and I don't know how much of this is true or not true, but when I watch a game like that, and I'll say to you, here's what they should do, right? And by no means do I think I'm smarter than the people on that field. That's their job. But I've been in enough situations and enough circumstance to know how to go about dealing with that. I played against Pittsburgh twice a year, and I told you right from the beginning what was happening, how to defend it, and what to do. Like, that when you play the Pittsburgh Steelers and they do zone blitz, you cannot block people. You have to treat them like traffic cones, meaning that 3 guys left, 3 guys right. It doesn't matter who comes. You're still responsible for the numbers. You count numbers. You don't count people. So a lot of times they got in trouble when a left end or left linebacker rush in would drop off and they'd bring a safety. Still only blocking 4, but this guy's chasing, a guy who's dropping back in coverage, and lo and behold, Tua throws it right to him. That's what the zone blitz is for, to fool you with people, not with numbers. And so one of the ways you can change all of this, whenever you see a defense that is kicking your ass, whenever you see a defense that you go in the huddle, you can't figure it out, what you do is every time you go no huddle, they have a set defense, a base defense they go to. They don't get exotic. They don't want to get caught with you going no huddle. So they everybody gives a signal. We go base cover 2 or base cover 3 or whatever. And you have to do that to them to get them out of their comfort zone where they can go in a huddle. They can have a conversation with their coaches in the green dot, and they can design these, exotic defenses. And so I don't know whether it's our guys can't do it, or we're just not gonna do it. And so a coach will always know, you can watch a game and say, this is what they should be doing. But that coach is like, this is what I want to do, but we can't do it.
Oh yeah. Well, I think there came a time, I think a month into the season, he'd very, very scared of utilizing Tua. Tua's just had no confidence. He's just not the same guy, dude. He's just not the same guy. And
I told you what the problem is.
We get it. I know but it's so obvious to the eye. Like, this is a guy, because even in his good years, like, he was a guy that had slim margin for error in his physical traits as it was.
Right.
And now it's just like you've seen all the I don't know if it's the wear and tear or the not tuning up, whatever the hell it is. It's awful, and people are fed up and they don't want to watch it anymore. And it's predictable, and they're eliminated officially. It's done.
I mean, they were going to make the playoffs. That's why
they were going to make the playoffs, but it's over now. Now you don't even have to worry. We don't have to worry about watching anybody else.
Right.
It's donezo. It's cooked, and we'll get to our headlines. Brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito. Our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. As the Dolphins lose to the Steelers last night, 28-15. Steelers have not lost at home on Monday Night Football since 1991, and Mike Tomlin's never lost on Monday Night Football.
How about this one? I was playing football then.
That's right.
That's how long ago that was.
It was a long time, dude. It was a long time. Aaron Rodgers was slinging it yesterday. He had that swagger about him yesterday. Oh my God. I mean, poor Minkah Fitzpatrick. I mean, when he slid down DK Metcalf's leg like Jeff Van Gundy on Alonzo Mourning, I mean, that was DK Metcalf just shook off all the Dolphins. It's just, the optics of it were so bad.
One of the things that is very hard to do in the cold is grab. So even running backs, if you notice, the way they tackled running backs was hit them and grab a big part of them. Usually you see the running backs run, they'll grab their shirt or, pull them down that way or grab an arm. You can't grab like that. So a lot of hitting. If you could break a tackle, you're going to have a lot of success. And that's what it looked like. It looked like the defense couldn't get off the field. The offense never had the ball. And when you're an offense that's struggling anyway, and you got to do things a certain way, when you're not getting the ball, it takes you out of your game quicker than a lot of other teams because you don't have chunk plays.
Brittany, how were you watching that game last night? I mean, I know you were working the Heat game, but as you were giving it a peek, what did you think?
It was just embarrassing. Like, I mean, I don't know why I expected it to be different. I don't know why I
Snow
bought in-
practice. Me too. I mean, I understand the snow practice.
I
I thought it
didn't
was
buy
going to be
it.
different.
I didn't buy into that one, but no, I don't know why I expected the Dolphins to be any different and give me any semblance of hope, but they did, and it was very frustrating. And it's the issues that we had 4 games prior to yesterday were on full effect, and I feel like we got the wool pulled over our eyes the last 4 games.
I wouldn't say you got the wool pulled over your eyes. I think the situation that haunts every team, right? And we talk about, it's kind of one of the hidden stats in football that the only teams that can win games and win time of possession are teams that score 30 because they're scoring quickly. This Dolphins team, when things are going good, control the ball, control the clock. They usually always win the time of possession. I remember looking up, I think in the second quarter, Pittsburgh had the ball 15 minutes and the Dolphins had 7. And I'm like, there is no possible way any team in the NFL could win without a kickoff return for a touchdown, without a pick six, without if you're just playing offense with no turnovers. Nobody in the NFL could win a game.
Yeah, we looked up
the time of the time possession is that different.
Dude, in the third quarter, it was 160 in offensive yards to -20.
Right. And they ran what? 5 plays, 10 plays?
Yeah, it was it was atrocious. And what they do after halftime, I don't know what are they playing poker? Like what I don't know what the hell's going on. Like are they getting drunk? Like every third quarter they're an abomination.
I think that I would have came out in the second half and just kind of scripted plays in the locker room, but do it no huddle. You know what I mean? Just to change it up. The problem that I've had all year with this team, and me and Tobin have had this conversation over and over and over and over again. Why do you act like you can keep doing what you're doing?
Don't
like,
know.
They're pros too. They go in there halftime and talk about what we need to do to defend the good stuff that you've done. So why on earth why do you think you can come out and say, hey, let's do the same stuff? Now, maybe it's the limitations of the players, including Tua. But no huddle doesn't change your offense. It changes your tempo. That's it.
Genuinely think that Troy Aikman would have punched Tua and Mike McDaniel in the face yesterday if he had the opportunity. He was
because it's the basic fundamental. It's a basic fundamental offensive football to change it up. Every team, you see every team do it. You watch football every week and they go, we need to change it up. Our offense is stagnant. Same plays, no huddle. But you see it all the time.
Here's the thing that's even embarrassing about it. Tua's sitting there after the game and he's saying that we can't even hear each other in the huddle. And I'm like, what? Like every time this guy opens his mouth about the operation of this team, I sit there and I'm like, dude, this is your 6th year. This is not new. You've been in this offense for 4 years. You're sitting here this week saying, oh, yeah, we're changing some things up in the motion. It's week 15. And you're sitting here telling me about operational problems still? You're a veteran. And just the loaf of bread that comes out of his arm. And then they sit there and they waste our time slinging it in the fourth quarter for no reason. taking all this sweet ass time, no urgency. Let's just make it look good for the stats at the end of the season. A complete farce. If you guys want to get in, 305-567-0560. We'll take some calls today. I'm sure people want to vent. 305-5, or maybe they don't. Maybe people are sick of it. I don't know. 305
I don't think what like there's absolutely nothing that has happened that you should be surprised with.
No, we really shouldn't be surprised. Like this is
and to one of the reasons why I thought they had a chance was because they run the football.
Mhm.
But when you have the ball for only 7 minutes and a quarter and a half, regardless of any other issues, that one fundamental thing right there, if I'm just doing a drive-by on the stats, I would say, Pittsburgh must be stopping them from running because time of possession is big, and what end up happening is it's almost like because you couldn't sustain any drives, you kind of put your defense out there and they wore down.
Yeah, they wore down. It was clear as day. We'll take a break.
It's a lot. They played a lot of football yesterday.
We'll take a break. If you guys want to get in, 305-567-0560. Lots to get into. We'll tell you about our night of viewing sports, but we'll open up the phones, 305-567-0560. Tobin and Leroy take you up until 2. We're back after this. Bum. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on a Tuesday rewind, really, because the Dolphins lose last night. We got into the Heat too, and the Panthers. You know what? If anyone's got me, the Cats have got me. They're the only ones. They're the only ones. God bless them. God bless Nikola. I love him so much.
Did we figure out what happened to Jović?
They said, okay, well, good news on Jović. Yeah, that was kind of almost Jović yesterday. For those who didn't see, the Heat lost their 5th straight to the Raptors. Jović went up for a dunk and then got caught in the air and then fell really hard. And I thought it was his tailbone, but he also, as he was coming down, his arm hit the base of the basket. And everybody was like, come on over here. They brought out the stretcher at one point. They end up having him leaving like an air splint. Bones are okay. Apparently what happened, what Spo said, is he got split open. So I guess he was bleeding or something like that. But he's like, he's getting an MRI today, but no bone break, which is good news. But apparently he's going to be really sore. So
yeah, but he didn't see. Usually when you hurt your tailbone, you land right in the middle.
Yep.
He got a cheek. So, I mean, you still got cushion, even if you don't have cushion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's got something that beats landing on the tailbone.
I feel terrible for him. We'll get into to Jović because it's been a
He's just smiling like he's like, again? Again?
Yeah, it is. It's been a tough year, and classic. Well, yesterday 2 6-footers to end the game, can't get a rebound. Anyway,
whoa.
What?
Listen.
What?
I agree with you.
What?
That when the Heat play these bigger teams or these teams that are dominating in the paint, I don't want to see our smallest guys on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point that I don't care if you don't like the guy, tall is tall. 6 feet can't be 7 feet.
That's right.
And
that's science.
I sometimes wish it's almost like a swallowing of the pride thing. And like, if you know this is what is needed to defend these guys, and you try to make a point about who's playing, and how you want people to play, I always say coach them up.
Then get Wiggins out if you don't. If you want to play Drew, because Drew is playing well, cool. Then take Wiggins off the floor. You got to get somebody tall out there, And I get it. There were definitely moments yesterday where I watched Khalil and I was like, I didn't love some of the defensive efforts.
But you have to keep enforcing it. You got to keep enforcing it with him. He's very responsive. Yes, he's shown that he's responsive. So maybe you just kick him in the butt and say, let's go.
Yep.
Instead of saying you're done. Like,
yep.
In the end, you're going to need Khalil more than you're going to need Drew Smith.
That is totally true.
And I would say, from my perspective, it just seems like you need to take these opportunities and make that point with him instead of just throwing him on the end of the bench, because what's going to happen, here's what happens with athletes. I'm telling you right now. He's going to look at the game and go, you need me. And his response is going to be totally different when you start playing these games.
Yeah.
And he realizes that I'm the only 7-footer. I'm like,
it's like we talked about with Brady last week. It just feels like he's the scapegoat all the time.
Right.
And it's because he's a rookie or a second-year guy. He's a young guy. So we'll get back
more because he can take it. He's all criticisms he takes well. And it just seems like they give it to him more. Not necessarily because he needs it, but because he can take it. And I think some of those moments would be good coaching moments instead of going that route.
Let's hear from Mariano. What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, Tobin and Leroy, how you guys doing?
What's going on?
Yeah, man. Happy holidays to everyone over there.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta give credit where credit is due, though. That the defense that first half was played phenomenal.
They did.
And,
They got worn out.
beautiful. They got exactly. Well, they came out in the second half and they were already beat up from the first half from time of possession and everything. And I just don't understand where the people up in the top, they don't realize that Tua is not a starting quarterback, that we have, there's no future for him with us. I don't know, maybe in the USFL or whatever, but not with us, buddy.
So the problem is, and this is what people need to understand. They may have come to that conclusion, but the finances of the situation,
No, it's crippling next year.
you have to handle it a certain way. Now, if you get a quarterback that comes in and lights it up, right, you have no problem sitting to it down. Like that, it happens that portion of it happens a lot. It happens all the time.
Right.
So that can happen. However, until that moment presents itself, you can't just go quarterback willy-nilly. So he's going to be your quarterback unless somebody else comes in. Maybe it's Quinn Ewers. Maybe it's Quinn Ewers. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe you get a middle round draft pick and you draft and you do what you should have did with Tua and try to groom him a little bit and then put him in there. You don't know. But all I'm saying, as of right now, the way everything is financially, is that he's probably going to be the quarterback next year.
We'll see. I mean, look, the damage is done. I think we don't know if he's going to keep Mike McDaniel. We don't know if he's going to keep.
Yep, right. Now,
we don't know. It's because I think if you're searching for that and I don't know, candidates or whatever, you got to give that guy. You can't handcuff that guy with anything.
Here's what I would say: the one variable in this, and I will say this, and it's going to be accurate. If, to your point, if they decide we're not going to keep Mike McDaniel, then all bets are off with Tua.
All right.
I'm not saying he can't do what's necessary to earn the job next year, but that new coach is going to come in with a different offense, with a different way of doing things, and if he can't handle that, then I'm not going to then say, hey, new coach, we paid him $50 million, because one of the things when he comes in is probably going to be, hey, if Tua is not the solution and I want to move on from Tua,
get ready to learn Kyler Murray, buddy.
What?
Jay, what's going on, dude?
Hey, how y'all doing today, man?
I'm good. Well, not really, but how are you, buddy? I'm glad you're
not
on the
really
show.
right. Not really right. I called to chop it up with Leroy because I listen to the show every day faithfully. I deliver the mail, so I'm listening to the radio all day, so I love the show. And Leroy, one of the things that I disagree with you on when it comes to Tua is that I feel like we have to at some point hold him to a standard. And I think sometimes we give him excuses about the stuff that's around him, and he don't have this and he don't have that. But at some point, like if you're the quarterback that you getting paid to be, those guys elevate the level of the guys around them. And I feel like it's just too many in these big games like this. He can do it against the bad teams, the Jets and stuff like that. But in these big games, when the defenses kind of know what you're doing, they're prepared for most teams players, like they play teams that like guys that like to get in the paint in basketball. We're gonna pack the paint, we're gonna make you shoot threes. Basically, everybody pack the middle of the field. We're not letting you throw those middle throws. You're gonna have to have to put some heat on the ball. We know you're not throwing the deep outs because you can't throw those passes. So I just feel like at some point we have to hold him to a standard on it. I wasn't thinking we was gonna make the playoffs anyway, but I just wanted to see him play well in that game. It's like I want to see him elevate. The defense play good enough.
Little prideful showing on
you know, a little prideful showing. I wasn't expecting us to make the playoffs or do anything, but I want to see you. If you're getting paid $53 million, I want to see you get in there and show us what you can do. And just from the first interception, then the almost interceptions, it's frustrating. The play that got me was when he ran for the first down, and like second week in a row, you slide before you get it. It's like, bro.
Well, he didn't slide. He didn't slide. He got he got hit.
Yeah. He got
hit. Oh no! I thought he went down before that guy.
No.
It was like it was kind of like an awkward. Like he saw the guy coming, and like you definitely could see him brace. So it was kind of like a half.
Like you've been saying for weeks, Leroy. You've been saying it that you got to play football. Like it's like when this is football. That's what it is, and I agree with you on that one. When Tobin, where you were saying for the longest, like, oh, I don't want him to run. I'm like, at some point, he got to make one of those plays. Yeah, you got to make one of those plays where your team absolutely needs you to get a first down. You got to be able to do it.
You can still be smart. You can still be smart with it.
Yeah,
and the thing is that you can never go on the field and not compete. Now, I have never. Listen, I may say a lot of things. I'm probably the last person to say a whole bunch of negative things about Tua, but I've never given Tua any excuses about the guys that he's playing with. Right? No, that like it is what it is. You got to make do between you and the coaching staff and how you come up with plays or who you decide to throw to. Like you got to make it work. But, one of the things that I try to do with Tua is explain the reality of the situation more than giving him a pass. And everybody thinks, oh, you're just being apologetic for Tua. No, I'm trying to tell you what the situation is in reality. That's what it is, whether you like it or not. The Tua situation, he's going to be the quarterback next year unless Mike McDaniel is not, or somebody that they sign comes in and lights it up, and then that puts some heat on Tua, and they go, here's what's going to be the game changer. I lived through it, and I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. Bernie was loved by everybody, okay? Bernie did not have the strongest arm, and it threw a lot of people off. He still completed the ball. He still threw it where it needed to go. But there were people who had questions about his arm strength. This was after year 4 or 5 when he was already playing 3 years when I got there. Okay. The people that he was playing with didn't have a problem with it because he just threw it earlier. You knew you had to get your head around. He knew how to work with his deficiencies. Okay. Bill Belichick came in. He wanted somebody that had a cannon. Hence, he brought in
Vinny?
Huh?
Vinny?
He brought in Vinny, who had a cannon. Right? You know how Vinny was built like an Adonis. So, new coach, quarterback loved by everybody. Coach wanted to do things differently. They gave the go-ahead to go ahead and do it. So when I think of the situation I was in, right, and I look at this Tua situation, there's a bunch of similarities other than, and let me make this clear, there's not the same fan support that Bernie had in Cleveland. So that if that should happen, it'll be an easier transition for a new guy to come in and bring his own quarterback.
No one right now, even the most ardent Tua supporter, which I kind of considered myself to be one, like not even I can argue like anything's going wrong. Like the guy has had a terrible. He's arguably been the worst quarterback in the league relative to expectations. Like not a rookie, not some late draft guy. a guy who has credentials. He leads the league in interceptions this year. I mean, it's been terrible.
He's been terrible.
So,
That is factual. So there's still a lot that this organization and the coaching staff and whatever have to kind of, before anybody makes an erratic decision, I think they need to sit in the room and make a real decision about the future.
And we don't even know
that quarterback and that coach, because guess what? The coach could very well say, look, here's the deal. I don't know what's going on, right? This is what I thought I was going to get. He hasn't been that, right? And we've kind of been tied into him because guess what? The Zach Wilson experiment, Quinn Ewers is a rookie, so I wouldn't go that route. But you brought in a guy and paid him decent money that can't even sniff the field.
Right. And that's the thing, is they targeted him. And this is now with McDaniel, this is the problem with having him as the decision with a quarterback is, yes, he did a fantastic job getting what he could get out of Tua. They decided to invest in him. Okay, that was his guy. But even the decisions like not developing Skylar Thompson, couldn't do anything with him. Then, Zach Wilson's like, I targeted this guy. He's my guy. Then at one point, Quinn Ewers is passing him in the depth chart, and then they're flip-flopping. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't know if this guy's got the goods to develop a QB. I don't know if he does.
I don't know if it's here. Let's look at.
Let's take a break because we're up against it, and we'll revamp. If you aren't whole, we'll get to you. We got to take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. Get to a little 15 minutes of Gameday Uncensored here, brought to you by the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models for a limited time. Learn more at Lexus.com. All right, I need a ruling. Like, who was Jalen Ramsey speaking of when he said he's weak AF?
Yeah, Dulcich, he was open.
So was it Dulcich he was talking about, or was he talking about Tua? I don't know. But he talks a lot of bleep, that Jalen Ramsey.
He does.
He talks a lot of bleep.
I think it's just guys who talk trash during the game just find people to talk.
He was peacocking after that. Once he got, I mean, like, look, there was a lot of talk. I certainly talked about this on the on this show and on the pregame of like, hey, that trade for the Dolphins, Minka for Jonnu and Jalen, like, not looking so bad for them. But man, they got the better.
Until I saw Jonnu look like a running back.
Oh my God!
Did you see the burst?
Oh my God!
How did that can't help us?
Willy nilly.
I mean, he turned on the jets. I didn't know he had jets.
That was insane.
When they got rid of him, they made it sound like
Yeah, Dulcich, he was open.
He was over 30. Oh, that ain't gonna help.
Handsome Daffy, what's going on, dude?
What's going on, man? Good morning to all three of you.
What's happening?
What's going on, man? Listen, from this day forward, every time I take out my trash, I'm going to label it Tua. And also, I heard Omar Kelly say on the Joe Rogan show that they're going to stick with Tua for the rest of the year because he's coaching for his job. If you're going to keep Tua and you're coaching for your job, you might as well just go ahead and walk out now. You're fired, sir.
I heard.
Hey, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? This is the thing that gets me going more than I would like to. So you think they should bench Tua for who?
No. I didn't ever say bench him. Listen, you have nothing to go to. But if you're coaching for your job and you're talking about you're tied into Tua, sir, you are fired. It doesn't matter.
He's saying the damage is done.
Oh, right. No, I get it. I always fight people. People think I'm a Tua defender when I fight the notion that just throw somebody else in there. I'm like, they've been watching these quarterbacks all year. You ain't got nobody else to throw in. That's why Tua's still a quarterback.
I honestly don't think there's really a point either way. Like, let Tua finish it out. You got making the playoffs. Figure these things out. I mean, what's left? Get Devon Achane as many numbers as he can get for his season. Like, look, you're out. It's over. The only thing that's left to do is, I guess, play spoiler to the Patriots and the Bucks. That's it. Like, there's no juice for your season anymore. And I honestly don't even think running the table and them finishing with a winning record, I don't even think that does anything for me for Mike McDaniel. Like, they started the season off in such a hole. They had terrible losses. They put themselves in an awful position. They fired Chris Greer. They gave the street
2 years in a row now that they've started
terribly. And honestly, Leroy, it was the same scenario as last year because they had they had that win against the Jets, and then they went into Houston, and it was like you took on one of those teams, you beat a bunch of bad teams, and then you took on a team that is not really, like, nobody really thinks the Steelers are going to win this thing. Maybe they get going, but they're kind of like the worst of the good teams, and you didn't look like you belonged on the same field with them. Right. And that's the same thing that happened against Houston last year, where Houston was like the minimum standard. We always say, the minimum standard of beating a good team, and they can't do it. Now, look, credit, they beat the Bills this year. They made Josh Allen look a fool. He's now looked like the greatest football player on earth since. But even we saw these, we saw signs in the other games. Like, it wasn't awesome against Washington nor the Saints. Like, it wasn't. There was still a lot of, it's a very flawed football team. And a lot of it is driven by that offense being as limited and one-sided as it is. And I got to be honest, like, even Achane last night, I kind of felt like, did they lean into him even enough? Because he really just feels like the only elite thing on offense for them.
Right.
And, I know they mentioned afterwards you should have gotten to Darren Waller a little bit more.
Well, listen, you've been playing with him all year.
Mhm.
So you didn't know that you can lean on him to get that production at no point in time. So let's not all of a sudden think that, maybe as the game went on, you could have got a feel for it. But let's not think we're going into that game saying Darren Waller is going to be, a guy we're going to be able to lean on, because you haven't been able to. So,
especially since coming back, like when he had his first little burst of the season, he was really incredible. But you could take all those fourth quarter stats and really just flush them down the toilet for me.
Here's the thing for me is that in basketball, if a guy comes off the bench and goes 4 for 5 from 3, right? Everybody else on the team is going to feed him and kind of ride it out and see, okay, how far is this going to go, right? Is it going to be 9 for 10 or is it going to be 4 for 12? Let's see. So they're going to feed him and give him a couple of more opportunities in his spot. When I watch the Dolphins and I see something is working, I don't ever get the feel that they're going to keep using that, because in football, what you do is you keep going to it, and all of your adjustments and all of your plays in the future are going to come from that look, because you know that they've been getting beat by this. They're going to try to defend this. And if you have any type of nuance to that, which you were successful at, you're going to get them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever see that. I don't ever see, okay, if Darren Waller is balling, right? That means that they're going to have to put a linebacker and have that safety keep an eye on him, which means that if you look over there, if you got single coverage backside, then you can just pop your head over there and go and expose the one-on-one. And it just, that's kind of how it works. It works like that, in all sports. Like 2 strikes. What are you throwing to John Carlos? What you throwing? Outside sliders.
Right.
Like we see this in every sport.
You've had this frustration with McDaniel the whole time, though. Like he always either thinks himself or thinks he's got a wrinkle up his sleeve.
Right.
That's like, and you're just like, why don't the formula's there? What are you doing? Exactly. And this happened in the Jets game too.
The second
game with a 3-score lead, he was like, hold on. What if we throw the ball backwards near the end zone? It's like, no, dude, just run the football. They can't stop you.
Right. It's I don't know if it's arrogance. Like one of the things that you could say about Bill Belichick is all he cared about was winning the game. He could have the best quarterback in the world. If he's running the ball well, that quarterback's thrown 8 times. And he's fine with that. And he don't care. And he don't apologize to nobody. Right? I think we're in sports right now where coaches feel that they have to make that decision that makes the impact, whether going for it on 4th down, whether running a fake punt in your own end, whether doing that, instead of first and foremost winning the football game. And we see it with a lot of decisions. Hell, we saw it between Indiana and Ohio State. Instead of kicking the field goal to tie the game and play a quarter of even football with Indiana, you went for it and didn't get it, and they lose by 3. Like, I don't care what a book says. I don't care what the analytics say. A head coach's job is to feel the game and win the game in front of you. Like, all those analytics don't say, well, coach, how's your team playing right now? Are they capable of getting a 4th and 1? Are they moving the line of scrimmage? Right? All these things a coach has to have a feel for. And I just think with all the analytics and the stuff going on out there, that they're overlooking the most basic fundamental of sports. Win the game however you have to win it.
Yeah, we got to take a break. But yeah, that was another frustrating thing with the short yardage yesterday. We'll take a break. More to come. We're back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Headlines in the second hour brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. What are you laughing at, Leroy?
Just reading the chat.
Oh, man.
It's like I don't know.
Big Richard Buck says Tua was laughing on the sidelines in the fourth. I did not like that either. I did not care for that. And also, I don't think Aaron Brewer cared for it either. He was here was Tua on the sidelines. You see him laughing it up. What's so funny? I'm not having fun. Why is he happy? Be happy later. T&P, dude. No, what? And Aaron Brewer's like, why is he laughing? What's funny right now? This is a guy who doesn't realize he's going to be out of timeouts. He's about to call another timeout. He's laughing. We're not having fun, Tua. Brittany's not having fun. Leroy's not having fun.
No, I am not.
And you're laughing. What is he laughing about?
Mm-hmm.
And why is Aaron Brewer like, he's even confused. He's like, no. Why, my friend, are you laughing at us?
-1 for show poniness.
Dude. He's just and that's a hearty laugh too. That's not a smile, not a chuckle.
No, that's a belly laugh.
That's
right
a
there.
belly laugh. That is, he's just, bro, are we having fun? Bro's like, nah, dude, I'm not having fun right now. We stink. We just got eliminated. He goes, you know what didn't get eliminated? $53 million. That doesn't get eliminated. That's not eliminated. Laughing, dude. Jay, what's up, man? Hello, Jay.
Yo.
Yeah. What's up, man?
This Rick. What's going on?
No, what's up, Rick? How are you, buddy?
Hey, Tobin. I got a yes and no question for you.
Sure.
No, not Tobin. Leroy.
Sure.
Yes. No. Would you say this is a dysfunctional organization? Yes or no? Time's running out.
No.
No, you're not saying the past 30 years. I mean, I've been passionate.
Okay, like again, I'm looking at the last 5 years because when you change the pieces, like so what you're saying to me is, let me get this straight. If you change the owner, things will get better.
Okay. Hey, so real quick, just popped in my head. We were on a 7-year rebuild, correct, with Greer? How many year rebuild was the Patriots with Vrabel, the guy I wanted? Vrabel?
I don't think here's the problem. The problem is they weren't on a rebuild, which makes it worse. Because that means the decisions that you were making with the people you were bringing in were terrible decisions. So I don't look at it as being a dysfunctional organization. I just look at it as whoever was in charge was making some bad decisions on how to build the team.
Okay.
You're breaking up, Rick. We got to let you go. If they do this though, or like if we're gonna go through this whole thing, like what makes it dysfunctional, and this has kind of been Stephen Ross's one flaw, is like he's just half in, half out with the whole cleaning, and like he always kind of does this weird shuffling of the organization, and then he's like, "Well, the next guy's got more input because I don't want to fire everybody," and it's just like it's never been clean it up. And
can I just tell you what the most terrifying thing of all this is?
Sure.
If you go that route, which like I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. If you go that route with what you have seen in the NFL, chances are you're going to have to do it a couple of times. Right? Because because here's who's getting hired. You're hiring assistant GMs from other organizations.
Yep.
And you're hiring young new coaches. Like, there's not a situation where you can bring in a guy who's been in your organization. Like,
no, you can't. But it's not also not been done. And I will say, like, look, Stephen Ross's plan may have been to go get Sean Payton, who's got the Broncos humming right now. Like, he's gotten bit on a couple of his plans as well because, well, whoever he's got around doing the secretive stuff, they're not very secretive. And so that's blown up in his face a couple of times throughout his ownership.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, look, if you wanted to do a decision like that, they haven't done a complete rebuild because they had their quarterback in place.
Right.
But if you look at Jacksonville, they hired a child as their GM, and they got Duval as the coach. They're kind of rolling right now. Now, I don't know if it'll last because it always is sweet that first year.
Well,
we'll see.
Right. We said the same thing about McDaniel. So,
right. So I don't know if that's going to work out. But look, Vrabel's definitely got a track record. I don't know when the Dolphins' window was to hire Mike Vrabel, though. Like,
no, I'm not even saying they should. I'm not saying they should have hired him. He would have went back to New England once he got fired. He also got fired too. So in Tennessee, they were probably saying he sucks. Yeah, so let's also think of that.
They might be regretting that one. That's one.
Right. Of course. But so I'm not like I want people to understand that the solution to everything and to all your problems can't be let's go fire somebody and get new stuff.
Yeah,
right?
But you can. I understand that, but we can also say that I don't necessarily know if Mike McDaniel deserves to keep his job.
Right. I understand that too, but that is a decision that if it comes from the top, you do have. They don't have a GM yet.
Well, they
have an interim.
Yeah,
and that guy's been in the organization for 6 months.
Yes.
So if he were to get the job, that is somebody new.
Joe Rose was saying this morning, because I guess he talked to Champ Kelly at some point, and he's like, and I wanted to, like, if I was next to Champ Kelly at this point, I don't know how this would have went for me, but apparently Joe says that he told him, we just got to win these cold weather games at some point, Joe. And I just wanted to, like, if I was next to Champ Kelly right there, if I was having an espresso next to him, I would have, hey, Champ, come here. He goes, yeah, what's up? I'm Brendan Tobin. Nice to meet you. Let me just pinch your cheeks. You're adorable. We've been saying that forever, dude.
Listen, I understand the grief that the fans are having, right? But why would a guy who's been here 6 months care?
He wouldn't, but that's the thing is when you say something that seems flippant, that has literally been a Dolphins thing forever.
Right, but he doesn't. He may not even know that.
I know. Well, now that's why somebody needs to take him aside. And be like, hey,
here, everybody says hire a coach with experience, enough of the assistants. Okay, who?
So who's that? McCarthy?
Right,
like that's out there. I don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's not make it sound like there's an abundance of people. If you hire a new guy, you're taking a big chance. If you hire a guy who's already been a coach and have had success, now you're asking him to come in, put his system in, do all the things he needs to do to win games. And guess what? How long is that process going to take? And you got to hope that he's on the same page with the new GM. Look, I'm not saying that it can't be done. I'm just saying, being down here in South Florida, nobody seems to have the patience for that, even though you say you just want change, right? If a year goes by and they're no good, you'll want to fire them too.
Yeah, but his teams have got, like, the thing with Mike McDaniel that does get lost, and this is why I don't really think he deserves to come back, is, first of all, the organization had a lot of accountability and professionalism issues with him as the head coach. And that's been self-sanctioned. He put out there. Mm-hmm. So you had players who are saying that they put a lot of investment into, and Jalen Ramsey was like, I don't want to play for this guy anymore. I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of it, like, look, not many coaches get to come in with a roster souped up like he did, which was, we're going to trade for Tyreek Hill. We're going to give you a big-time left tackle. You're going to have all this talent. Most coaches come in and it stinks the first couple of years.
Right.
And his team had Tua get hurt the first year. Okay. stayed pretty much healthy the next year, and that was their best season. But the last 2 years have gotten worse, and I don't necessarily think this is a guy with a lot of answers, because as you and me both watch these games, we're very confused by what he does every single week.
Yes.
He seems like, this is his quality. Seems like a likable dude, has some creativity. His players seem to like him. Do they necessarily respect him and play and have all their I's dotted and T's crossed?
It's a big thing to see the effort that they've been putting in after this season. So there's something to be said about that.
But I feel like, but I feel like most of that's on the defensive side, Leroy. And I feel like those guys would play for anybody. Like I don't feel like Jordan Brooks. I don't feel like Jordan Brooks wouldn't do that for anybody. I think he's a professional.
Jordan Brooks is what's like.
I think Minka Fitzpatrick. Yeah, I think Minka Fitzpatrick is a professional. I think Zach Sealer is a professional. I don't think that it's not that they're not.
It could be the case. It could. I give you a perfect example. Brian Billick with the Ravens defense with Ray Lewis and those guys. So it's quite possible, right? We've seen that situation. Again, I've and when people say I'm being apologetic, I'm really not, because I have had the same issue with Mike McDaniel from the beginning of the season. You just haven't been listening.
You've had the same issue with him for years.
For years. And this was even when they were winning. Yeah. So stop with that. The problem that I sometimes have with talking about this team is I don't know what a solution would be to make things better quick. And as fans go, no fan ever has the patience like you say you do to go through that process.
This is where I think people get this is what I would disagree with you, though. I don't like you saying that they don't have the patience, Leroy, because this fan base has been very patient. They have. They've been through a lot of versions of the same crap and a lot of repetitive behaviors.
And they have wait. So but that doesn't mean they've been patient with it. They've been mad as hell through the whole thing. I understand that, but me saying me saying that they're not patient, you're just accepting what has happened. I'm not saying you haven't been mad as hell during the process. Like you understand what I'm saying?
Not really, dude. I got to be honest with you. No, like I think if you're saying,
what do you consider? Wait, the fact that your team hasn't won, okay, and you're now 25 years later, that doesn't mean you've been patient.
How not?
Because that's the reality of the situation.
There's been one, dude, in the entire span of that, there's been one and done coach. It's been Cam Cameron for a 1-win season. Everybody else has gotten rope. Nobody else on this organization has gotten the unfair shake other than Brian Flores. That's the only guy. And we were all like, what?
I'm not.
Everybody else has gotten their fair run.
Let me try to explain this in a different way. Okay. If they bring in a new GM and a new coach and they change the way they do everything, and it takes 2 or 3 years, for 2 or 3 years, we're going to hear same old Dolphins. Nobody's going to say, I like where it's going. It's going to be a couple of years.
But I
don't. The thing is all I have to go on is what I've witnessed the last however many years I've been here.
Okay,
I've never had this fan base has been mad that they haven't had more success. And I would say this, are you going to be patient to sit back and say for long-term success, we need to.
Okay. I got to just stop you there, though. Leroy, they had the longest tenured GM, one of them in the league. So he got run. Joe Philbin, Adam Gase. Adam Gase only got fired because he didn't want to take a step back and tank.
Right.
Joe Philbin was terrible at his job.
Right.
And deserved to get fired. Like, there's not been a guy who the Dolphin fan really has regretted going away from. Tony Sparano, the owner didn't have the patience in him. He tried to go hire Jim Harbaugh.
Right.
And so I don't understand this whole thing of like, well, what's the other solution? Because your counter argument to that is, well, you don't want to hear bitching from the fans. And it's like, Well,
No,
so
I didn't.
my
That's,
option. Well, that's what it sounds like because it's like
no.
your
See,
option
that's
here-
you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not. Listen, you have every right to bitch and moan, but understand when you demand new things and new GM and a new coach, that when they come in with a new process and a new whatever, it could take a couple of years. Are you willing to go through that? Because what I've seen every time a new coach has come in is that no, you want success right away.
Yeah, okay, but I think you're relating to old years. The only guy I could say that you're doing this with would be like Wannstedt, where they were winning seasons, 10-win seasons, but they weren't good enough to win in the playoffs. Had Jason Taylor, had Zach Thomas, and you're saying, hey, that's a respectable team. You've been a respectable franchise, and they really haven't even reached that level since.
No.
And
you've had a couple of years, like, and it's weird because it's always when a coach comes in, it's always his first year or two, and then it goes the other way.
Right.
So it hasn't been sustained over.
I think for right now, like, yeah, like what's the other option? This isn't going to get it done. Like they're getting lapped by two teams in their division. The Jets have already nuked their stuff. And look, I'm not saying they've been their own horse's ass of a franchise.
Right.
But yeah, I agree that I don't have the answer right now as to who that is because I don't know, but I got to be honest with you. And I thought this kind of last year after the press conference with McDaniel and Chris Greer. Even before that, Stephen Ross said status quo is not good enough. This is the definition of status quo this season. It's
correct.
The same as last year.
Right.
So how does this guy deserve to keep his gig? Why? Because you don't think it's like, he doesn't have anything he's bringing to the table. He doesn't look like he's got a vision on any of this stuff. It's fine. He gave it the old college try. He kind of got the job defined by the quarterback. It doesn't work out. It burnt out. It's over, dude. And
no, I'm not even disputing that. See, I think you're looking at this saying that I'm not disagreeing with anybody's sentiment.
The only thing I disagree with you with is saying the fans haven't been patient. I feel like they have been.
The situation, hold on, the circumstances have been unfortunate, and you've waited 25 years for a win. But after every year, right, with the demands or the same old this or the same old that, that's not patient. You want wins now. And the only reason why I say that, you have every right to want to win now. But if you make a change and do it the right way, it might take a little bit of time. And what happens is, here's what I hear. This Dolphins team has been 26 years now. You know what? I'm not renewing my tickets, and I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing that. That's not patient. I understand the frustration with Dolphins fans. Believe me. But also understand, do you think that they're going to be able to fix it? And how soon do you think it should be fixed? Because if they go and change everything, the first thing that's going to happen, the first thing is either you're going to eat a boatload of money and get rid of a lot of players, and you're not going to have any money to bring any players in. You've lost a lot of draft picks, and you're getting some of those back in the next couple of years with your own picks. And like, it's not a situation like, keep in mind, New England or a couple of other organizations that when Houston turned it around, they had 2 top 5 picks. New England had a boatload of picks. That's not the situation here. You're not going to have an abundance of picks from trading players.
Yeah, but like, so what are but you know the situation's like the fix isn't right now with this situation.
Right. That's why I asked. Are you going to be?
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have a choice. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not even in the Wannstedt era of winning games.
Right.
You're not even a playoff team.
Right.
So I don't understand why there's this either or of like decent or terrible. Like, they're not good. So take some terrible. They've been, and by the way, they've already gone through that too. We got to take a break. We're way up against it. We're back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy. Back with you here on FM 104.3 WQAM. Hey, got another 4-pack of Jake Paul, Anthony, Joshua tickets going on. It's Jake versus Joshua at the Kaseya Center this Friday. And if you guys want to go, keep on listening. Today, I think, is their media workouts and whatnot. I'm not going to that. My daughter's got a Christmas concert. But I will. I'm going I'll go to the presser tomorrow. I think it's at the Fillmore, which I haven't been to in forever. I can't remember the last time I've been to the Fillmore. And then the fight is on Friday night. But if you want to go, we'll give away that 4-pack before the end of the show. Hello, Smitty.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Tobin, Leroy.
What's up,
What's
Smitty?
happening?
Oh, man. You know, we could talk about the Heat, small ball. We could talk about the Dolphins, which I already told you a long time ago about two and everything. But you know what? Let's change the subject today, boys. We whipped that Tampa ass yesterday.
We
Don't
did,
you love
Smitty.
that?
Dude, no one's got us. The Cats have got us. And let me tell you something. That Jon Pooper, I hate his face, the worst. And when they tried yesterday, this is why the Panthers are the best. Because they looked completely shot a week ago or a couple of weeks ago, but they got such guts in them. You go out on the road and you beat Utah, you beat Dallas, and you beat Tampa. Come back. What a road trip for them. Carter Verhaeghe as a dad is unstoppable. And then Brad Marchand yesterday just sticking his face right into the Lightning. He's like, oh, you think you're going to mess with me? I'm Brad Marchand, dude. But the best was when Nico Mikola, when they tried him, and then Nico Mikola is like, are you serious right now? And he just shakes off the glove on his giant Finnish fist and just starts throwing bombs. I'm just like, this guy had to realize in the moment I had made a huge mistake.
Why would you want to fight Nico?
I don't understand.
Why would you want to even try to fight him?
It's a terrible idea. It's a terrible life choice to want to fight a polar bear. Why would you want to do that?
Exactly. Now, real quick on the Panthers, I'm sorry, but it's just a class act organization from top to bottom, from management to general I mean, my gosh. And I wish the Heat, not the Heat's got a great organization. I'm sorry, I'll take that back. But the Dolphins, wow, do they need to take some pointers from the Panthers? Big time. Because ownership-wise, Ross, you've had this team since 2009. What have we done since 2009? I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to be a Dolphin fan right now, how we are and how this team is. And as far as the Panthers, I was at that game the other day in Utah, and it was great.
I'm glad.
I loved it.
I'm happy for you, Smitty.
I represented us in Utah for us, boys.
I knew
Guys,
you
have a
would.
great day. Go fucking Panthers. Oh, sorry. Go Panthers.
Jeez. Whoa.
Wow.
There we
Smitty.
go. So
let's see.
I'm wondering what is gonna come first.
Like JFig's like, he apologized.
Yeah.
Well, if Schmieth is listening, he's gonna tell you to apologize to the kids.
So, question: what comes first? Does winning come first, or the organizational? Like, because the Panthers started winning, and then we started talking about Bill Zito.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They didn't even win a championship at that point, but they got to a finals. So will we say that about the Dolphins when they finally, make a run in the playoffs? We'll say, okay, their organization is.
Oh, yeah.
Because football is a little different in that there's a lot of one-offs from year to year.
I think, well, that's the thing is like when you look yesterday and for Steelers fans who are like out on Tomlin, I'm like, man, that guy he always got his team like geeked up, prime time, ready to hum. They all seem like they're on.
They still want to fire him.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wow, dude, he's like that's a guy I'd be like, I would kill to have that guy at the top of a football organization.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Paul Maurice, look, I certainly wasn't like a believer in Paul Maurice when he first got here. I was like, I don't know about this guy. He was like, it was an all-time. He was kind of like a journeyman with this a bunch of. He had more losses, I think, than wins when he came here. Now he's the greatest. That's my guy, Paul Ball. Love him. So wise. He's like a hockey Buddha. I adore him. Tion, what's up, dude?
Yeah, I have to tell you, Liz, I'm listening to your calls, harken back to the days of Wanstead and those guys. I mean, they were winning games. I mean, I tell you what, they make, and I know a couple calls back, somebody called Tua trash. I know it's a bit harsh, but I have to admit, they make Jay Fiedler and Aronde Getz and Lamar Smith look like all-stars about now. And they were, at least with them, there were a couple times where we did go to the playoffs, never really won, but I think they did win one playoff game with that sneak play with Lamar Smith.
Mm-hmm.
That was real nice to watch. But
a long time ago.
But the thing about it is, I mean, the you talk about creativity. I mean, one thing with Chan Gailey, I remember, man, he did it a couple times. He did the no huddle offense in the last couple minutes. I think they did that against the Raiders one time and they won. And it's like, man, they're in the huddle. They're taking their sweet time. Time is going. And it's like there's no desire. It's one thing to lose, but when you lose and you don't put the effort to show that you really want to win, I think that plays a part of it with us fans as well, because it just looked like, and with Tua, as you said, laughing on the sidelines, I must admit I didn't see that on TV, but I must admit.
Oh, I saw it. I was not pleased. But look, Tua's got the awareness of a billy goat sometimes, dude. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. I mean, like between his press conferences, his body language, yeah, I don't know. He maybe Aaron Rodgers should take him on a darkness retreat. I don't know. He needs to reset some things as well. We got to take a break. Got to get to an appropriate segment for this Tuesday. The damage is done, my friend, is next. Oh, man. Let's get to our favorite Tuesday game. The damage is done, my friend. Where do we even freaking start? Go around the room, say where the damage has been done. I mean, I'm going to go with that fourth quarter. That whole fourth quarter was damage is done. Like, why they were taking their sweet-ass time and just and you angered Troy Aikman. This was Troy Aikman yesterday.
I'm flabbergasted by what we've witnessed here in this fourth quarter with the Dolphins, and now they want to call timeouts, and it just is about as ridiculous a fourth quarter as I've seen in a long time.
I mean, they had the 5-minute touchdown drive. That was a good part. They got in the end zone, but they were huddling up, taking the play clock down inside 10 seconds, and now they try the onside kick. Don't get it. They're calling their timeouts. They're down by 13 points with 2:14 to go, and Aaron Rodgers was not happy with the tackle on that last play.
There you go. That was Monday Night Football. Troy Aikman was fed up.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had a steakhouse reservation or what, but he was like, he's like, what are we doing right now?
It's weird because now when I watch the games, I just think there's certain things you do during the course of a game, whether you're winning or losing, to kind of play the game. And those are the things that frustrate me. Like he's saying, if you're down 4 touchdowns or whatever you're down, pick up the pace a little bit. Right. Show that you're trying to do something. And I think that's kind of what frustrates me. You've watched a couple of games with me. It's never about the score. It's about how they go about playing the game, that day.
Yep.
That frustrates me more than anything because you got to make adjustments. I don't care, what you thought you were going to be able to do. Like, the game changes. The game is the game. You got to play it. You practice all offseason and during camp for all the different possibilities of having to make changes during a game, during the season.
What do you got for damages done, dude?
So my damage is done kind of goes to, like, I saw one of the worst calls ever. Okay. And Jordan Brooks is an intense player.
Yep.
He plays with emotion. Everybody sees that. You see the way he plays on a daily basis. He makes a tackle, stands up, looks at the guy. The guy gets up, no words are spoken, turns around, walks away, and gets a flag and gives up a first down. A lot of people would say you can't do that, but watch football a little bit and watch some of the nonsense that goes on after a guy makes a big play, right? If you don't throw a flag on all the other celebrations when a guy makes a big hit or a guy defends a play and runs up to the guy and goes, "Not on my watch."
It was harmless. It was just harmless.
Right. It was harmless. And I know it didn't have anything to do with the outcome of the game. But I just think, these officials, the damage is done in the fact that we would rather not notice you. We would rather watch a good football game with very little penalties and not have to hear your explanation of a detailed situation. The other situation is when a guy has 1 foot on the field, running off the field and not going to make any impact on that play, and you call 12 men on the field.
12 men on Aaron Rodgers getting them.
Right. Like, come on.
He is the king of that, though. He's good at that.
I know, but really, now, I will say this. When you talk about and you game plan for a game, you know this of Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You have to be careful with that.
Aaron Rodgers.
The fact that you even put yourself in that situation, you have something to blame on that, but it is a ridiculous call. The guy's, he's straddling the sideline, but has 1 toe in like he's catching a pass, and they call it on him. 12 men on the field. 12 men on the field. He ain't even playing football.
That happened to you before?
What?
Just getting caught with a toe.
No. Oh no, dude. No.
I'm just asking. Brittany, what damage is done for you?
I know this is like low-hanging fruit, but it's gonna go to Tua.
That's it. That's okay.
I know it's low-hanging fruit, and I know I say it all the time, but he's like beyond damage is done at this point. Like he's like beyond that.
Just damage.
He almost doesn't even deserve to be my damage is done because the damage has been so far done.
He enraged Jennifer in a way yesterday.
Oh my goodness. Like I've never seen her. She was on the chat hot. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm sitting right next to Tobin. I looked down at my phone and I said, 24 messages. I'm sitting right next to you. That ain't me.
That ain't me, dude.
That ain't me.
That's not me. That was Jennifer. She was using a lot of no words.
It's just embarrassing. And my dad told me a stat last night after the game that he has 15 interceptions, and in I think like 90% of those interceptions they were all against zone defense.
I think they were all. I think it's 100%.
I think it might be 100%. Yeah,
100% they threw up yesterday.
That's insane. That's like beyond skill. That's like you don't understand football.
It's funny though. Leroy mentions Jordan Brooks, and I like. There's no shot in hell Jordan Brooks is shadowboxing with an opponent after the game, and him like shadowboxing with Jalen Ramsey after the game. Like, just go to the locker room, please, please. Just you got smoked. Just go inside. Somebody get him. Like, I be like, hey, great game, Jalen.
And I'm just like, I'm so exhausted of him going to the podium after games and just not being able to take accountability. The word I, like the letter I does not come out of his mouth.
Only an INT.
Literally. Like, at least Joe Burrow, not to bring him up again, but after the game the other day on Sunday, he was like, I played bad.
Yes.
I played bad.
Right.
Tua is incapable
put
of
it all
saying
on.
that.
He's been bad. He's been bad with not only quarterbacking but the PR this year.
Can I tell you, like,
not helped this case.
One of the reasons why, and one of the reasons why Joe Burrow could say that, right, is he ain't on the hot seat. It's something when you go and talk, and you know that every comment is about you not playing well, it becomes harder to put yourself out there like that. And I can understand that, even though, sometimes, you got to kind of just own your portion of it. I just think that when you're in a position where everybody's already putting it on you, like, to just go out there and say, yeah, I'm not playing my best football right now.
It's just like excuses too. We can't hear in the huddle, and the
I've never heard that.
The Ravens are overwhelming, and at our home field, like, play through adversity, dude. Like, how do you? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's insane. You play football, a game of adversity. Can you show some sort of like grit? Like, please.
Yeah. Timbo Slice said, Tua went to the Leroy Hoare School of It's Never My Fault. You've never heard any of my interviews then. Not at all. Because if anybody knows me, I'm not that guy. I've once said in a post-game interview, they said, did you hear the fans booing? I said, I would have booed my ass too. So, stop. That's not my thing. I'm one of those people that I try to understand, right? And this is just how I am. Like, regardless of what the situation is, I try to understand, even though if I don't agree with necessarily how you go about things. You know what I mean? So, like, look, we don't need Tua to say he ain't been playing good to know he ain't been playing good. It ain't gonna make you feel no better. The fact of the matter is, damn, play better.
Yeah, I think I don't get the not hearing in the huddle. I didn't have like a huge.
Can I tell you?
That was
here's the problem with that. The problem is not they can't hear. The problem is, I don't think there's guys in that huddle that don't really understand what to do.
Swell.
And so when it comes across as not hearing when you do the wrong thing.
That's
You,
great.
you understand what I'm saying? Because you are basically in a huddle, regardless of how loud it is. Part of the reason why you get in that huddle is so the noise will be just in that area. And it doesn't matter how loud it is. Like you may have problems. And here's what I don't get. Think about this. All right. Think about this. Put things in perspective. They couldn't hear the play call, but nobody had a false start.
Yep.
So you could hear him when you're out in the open, but you couldn't hear him in the huddle.
I mean, listen, I'm taking messages from the guy who didn't know that he was out of timeouts at the end of the game. Come on. I mean, the guy has, it's just whatever. It's been one thing after another this year. Year from hell for him. He's stunk. Take a break. More to come. We'll hear from some of the parties. The Heat, they're back, residing in their kingdom. We're back with more after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with ya. Hello, Zeus. Take you guys up until 2 o'clock. Get to our headlines here this hour, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. Dolphins officially out of playoff contention. They lose on Monday Night Football to the Steelers, 28-15. Another just proud primetime display by your professional football team down here, everybody. So there was that. Miami Heat. They lose their 5th in a row. They lose to the Toronto Raptors 106-96. And Leroy, they have arrived. All hail the return! All hail the return! The kings of Playinville have returned! Hence from the top of the standings. Welcome back, Your Highness. It is great to have you here after such a grand vacation winning atop the East. Welcome back. Your finest steed is amongst us. Your friends are here. The Hawks, the Bulls. Take a seat as we feast for extra postseason games to get your head kicked in by the top seeds in the East. They're back, 9th in the East. It was a good ride.
It's early. It's early.
Good ride, everybody.
But it's early.
It was a great ride. It was
We
great.
having these conversations in December.
Here in Playinville, no one plays at the end of the game if they are over 6'10". Sit over there. We love 6-foot point guards in Playinville. There shall be no swishes from downtown here in Playinville, as all of our buildings are built with bricks. Very sad.
Yeah.
I would have been like, I honestly, if I didn't have so many beers at Twin Peaks, I would have drank my sorrows after last night. But that beer was frosty. Oh, it was good.
Man,
cold.
It's cold. It stayed cold the whole time, even if you slow drank it, like I did.
Man, crazy. SDI says a bunch of role players starting, playing significant minutes, and this is the result. Same as always, but don't say anything bad about the front office. Tyler's foot doesn't work again, by the way. His toe's hurt.
Is it the toe?
But can we have a discussion about that, please?
Sure, absolutely, Brittany.
It's just like you had 5 days off. 5 days off, and you were a late scratch. I don't understand how that happens.
I don't know.
Well, actually, I do kind of, there's thoughts behind that. There's multiple thoughts. There's different.
Whoa. Wait.
Look at that smirk on Tobin's face.
Wait. I'm gonna tell you Wait. I'm gonna tell you exactly what she's thinking.
What do you think?
What are you thinking?
Giannis,
I'm thinking.
Giannis was take some time off. They sat him down.
Mm-hmm.
They sitting Tyler down. Trade deadline. You can start trading contracts today.
Is that what you were thinking, Brittany?
It's suspicious. He wasn't even on the sidelines for the game yesterday. He didn't sit on the bench.
I gotta be honest with you. You guys, I noticed. I actually we were talking last night with somebody who's like, "Hey, do you think there's anything to us?" I gotta be honest with you guys. I just think he's porcelain. I don't think it has anything to do with anything.
Oh, listen. Wait a minute.
I'm not being a jerk about it. I think his toe doesn't work.
Tobin, tell me right now this isn't role reversal.
What do you mean?
I'm usually the one saying what you're saying,
Yeah,
and you're usually the one saying what I'm saying.
We finally have Leroy. You would finally have Leroy in your pocket, and you don't want to.
I don't think that's the case. So you're telling me you guys think there's going to be a Bucks, because that would only happen if a trade was like happening. You think a trade's happening today?
Isn't it? Oh, okay. Now look, I I don't like taking this side of it, but I must acknowledge it, right? 5 days off, as Brittany has said. We have not heard anything.
He was at practice, and he practiced too. I saw him at practice on Sunday.
And he practiced.
And he went to Christmas Wonderland with his family.
I mean, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to shoot baskets against Santa.
But he was shooting baskets against Santa. But he can't play in an NBA basketball game after 5 days off. Come on.
He can't even guard Santa in Playinville. He even lets fictional characters cook him. All hail.
So, you're saying, Tobin, in the almost 10 years we have been doing this show,
right?
And I have been fighting you all 10 years about situations like this. And now I'm acknowledging a little, and you're like, nope. What the hell has happened to this world?
I'll tell you why. One, he's always hurt. Two, you're the one who told me you don't play with toes.
No,
he actually said, I think it was at Friday at practice. I think he said, yeah, I'm not like 100%. Like he said, he's basically said multiple times, I came back probably earlier than I had to.
That's playing the result. If you're playing, you're playing.
But his numbers aren't bad. That's the thing. His numbers and his efficiency, I think he's 50, 40, 90. His numbers aren't bad. They're not playing great, but it's not like his numbers are fine.
Yeah, but he doesn't have as many games to like make a true assessment of. I mean, has he played 10 games yet?
I don't think so. I think he's played 6.
Right. So to say, oh, he's 50, 40, 90 after 6 games and everybody else has played what? 50?
I'm just telling you, I don't think it's
40?
not like he was playing badly and was like, oh, I came back too early.
No,
like, they
I know.
haven't been playing well. You guys trust me. If this was another player, if Kalel didn't play yesterday, surprisingly, I'd been like, oh man, yeah, that's something fishy. Man, Tyler Herro getting hurt is kind of the least fishy thing in the world to me. I think he just gets hurt. This is what happens.
There you go. Smeathan has chimed in. He may be 50, 40, 90, but he's 100, 100, 100.
Is that true? He didn't watch the game from the bench last night? He might have been rehabbing in the back, though, because if it's something aggravated, they might have been like having him on a, who knows? I mean, what do you do for a toe, Leroy?
Nothing that you can't watch a game.
Interesting. All right. Listen,
the reverse psychology stance that you have taken on this situation.
I'm not playing games.
I'm honestly impressed. I'm impressed by you. I'll give you your props. I'll give you your props here.
I'm not playing games.
I feel you are.
Can I just say this? Of all the times and all the moments that we have gone at it, this right now, this moment is the most shocking.
I'm shocked.
Shocked.
You don't think that if I really thought,
flabbergasted.
hold on, if you don't think if I really thought this, that I wouldn't have spent all of last night at Twin Peaks thinking about this?
Which now, let's be clear. You couldn't concentrate too much on one thing.
Oh my God, it was sports.
It was amazing. Oh, a goal over there. Oh, a basket. And get back in there. Oh, we had 3 TVs. We had 4 TVs. And everything, every game was playing at the same time. So, yeah. But I got to tell you, I got to tell you, Tobin. I'm gonna be honest with you. You my boy,
right?
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that you.
What if he's hurt?
I'm disappointed that it's moments like this that you live for, that Petty lives for, and you have taken the other side of this. I don't know.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Yes,
I genuinely don't think that this has anything to do with the trade, because I think you don't think we would have gotten wind of that? So you guys think that you think that Andy Ellisberg had the Bucks on the horn last night?
I don't think
only Tyler Herro.
I don't think anything, but I must acknowledge,
right,
the situation.
Could be something, could be nothing. It's like the perfect definition.
The
It could be something, could be nothing.
I don't think it
literally
is, though, but he literally has this injury.
Because it could be something or it could be nothing.
He was a very late scratch. He was in the starting lineup.
I know what he was.
Sir Giannis Antetokounmpo is not welcome in Playinville, for he is too tall for our head knight King Eric Spoelstra. If Lord Kuzma wants to come, he's perfect for Playinville. But Giannis, too talented. He is not scrappy enough. Too much talent and ferocity for Playinville. I really hope you guys are right, just to be fair. Like, if that's right.
No. This is not even about being right. This is not even about being right anymore. This is about the sheer just stunned that I am that you have taken the other side to this after I basically served you a platter filled with conspiracy.
Yeah.
You said, you know what you just said to me? I'm not hungry.
I don't think there's a conspiracy. I think his toe doesn't work.
Regardless, okay, well then on the other, well then we'll take your stance on it. How crazy is it still that after 5 days off,
It's terrible. I can't stay healthy. What do you mean? Like, that's the thing. I'm genuinely like, are you kidding me? Like, that's what I'm saying. I wish I was in your guys' ballpark because I would be much happier. I'm very annoyed. Like, 5 days off and he's not ready to go again on his foot. And
by the way, real quick, Timbo Slice, don't put this up. But I said the same thing yesterday.
That's not nice. That's not nice. I'm just telling you that I don't think there's anything to that. And I'm more frustrated by the idea is, yeah, he's not healthy. And everybody's sitting here, we're banging our heads against the wall because every single time does Tyler fit? Is Tyler in it? Now, very clearly he's not ruining it because they stink with him, they stink without him. It's like nothing is going great right now. So he's off the hook. Like, let me tell you something. Tyler Herro right now has a Heat sucks alibi, okay? Not his fault. I'm dropping the case, okay? There are these charges will not stand on Tyler Herro.
There are no charges on Tyler Herro.
Oh, there were charges. People wanted a man.
Well, because you know what? I don't even know if it was charges as much as is here. Is it ironic that the team started having these slowdowns in scoring and stuff like that when Tyler came back?
And
is
it look, it doesn't look great for optics, but what do you do with the games you lost to the Kings without him? Like, where was the awesome offense then?
Where
was the awesome offense last night? Oh, I know. Eric Spoelstra's like, Simone Fontecchio hasn't hit a 3 in a month. Let's start him.
You know how he is with that, though. He'll start a random guy just to keep the rotations right.
Put this Corchester into the stocks for questioning Eric Spoelstra's rotational decisions. Playing Simone Fontecchio in the starting lineup is exactly how we reside in Playinville. Arrest him! Playinville makes me sad.
I mean, but it's December. They can win 5 in a row and be the 5th seed.
That's true. They could be. They don't have to win. I think they literally could win 1 and they're back to the 3 seed.
Right.
Like,
so why are you making a big deal about Playinville in December?
I want to be in Playinville. I want to be atop the East. I want to have a humming. Where's this fraud Noah LaRoche? Hey, Grizzlies boy, where's my offense? Fix it. I want to get back to 140 points, and I want threes, and I want dunks.
Hey, so basically you're saying Jon was right.
I don't know if he was right. I don't know if he was right. I don't know if Jon's right about a lot of stuff, to be honest with you.
No, right.
Also, probably like Norm Powell wasn't going to keep shooting like Michael Jordan. And Jaime Jaquez wasn't going to be like, the most efficient 20-point scorer of the league for the rest of the year. Maybe that's coming back to earth a little bit.
Right.
Don't have such a long face, Heat fellow. Playing average is how we love life here in Playinville. Henceforth, we shall take a break. The young squires.
Instead of a turkey leg, we get a Cornish hen leg.
Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Leroy, you get a weather update from
Sure
Chill
can.
Zone AC, featuring reliable root AC systems. Make your AC great again. Visit chillzoneac.com.
A little chilly this morning. Got partly sunny skies, quite breezy. Winds coming out of the east at about 15 miles an hour, might be gusting a little bit higher than that. And temperatures right now, are they 80 degrees, maybe 75 to 80?
You're not supposed to ask questions. You're supposed to tell us.
75 to 80 degrees.
Fair enough. He's a golfer, ladies and gentlemen. He's a golfer. Larry Csonka tweeted out last night, well, so much for that. Hashtag MIAvsPIT. Hashtag FinsUp. I picture Zonk just like angrily like turning off the knob on his television, because I picture it being like a Woodlands TV that like still is like he's still got to get up and crank the dial.
When is he in Alaska?
No, I think he lives in North Carolina now.
Okay, all right.
I don't think he lives in Alaska anymore. But that's how I picture it. Speaking of dumb tweets, I'm glad somebody reminded me of this, because this is how I woke up Leroy this morning. This Dan Orlovsky. Oh, let me tell you something, dude. He has to apologize to me, because Dan Orlovsky, who I took issue with, I took umbrage with a couple of weeks ago, and it was simply because of the description and the word that he had described the Dolphins as. And I just thought, from my standpoint with him, it was too much. And I understand. I maybe got a little angry. I believe I referred to him as a giant beanstalk of positivity, which I don't regret, but maybe it was too much. So he said this Miami Dolphins team is dangerous. And I believe that was post-Saints win. And I was like, Dan, Chris Olave nearly beat them with a catch, dude. What are you watching? And so then he kind of walked back the term dangerous. But he had still been like, this was his new pet project, is saying, oh, the Dolphins have changed. The Dolphins have turned things around. The Dolphins. And I was like, all right, I'll take that. That's better than saying a team is dangerous, because they're not dangerous. They're far from dangerous. And the reason being is, like, dude, they got a quarterback who barely has a musket as an arm. And
musket.
Dan Orlovsky comes out and he goes, thought Miami had become a different team, was wrong, dead wrong. And yeah, you were, dude. That was my whole point. Just they're not. Look, I understand, Dan Orlovsky. You're basically like football candy Graham. You want everybody to be happy with one another, but words matter, Dan Orlovsky. And when you say things that just are flagrantly untrue, you just got to be better than that, okay? Not everything has to be out here and has to be roses and sunshine. That's not how football is sometimes, and that's what he wanted it to be. And so, props for some accountability, but in my mind, the damage is done. Sorry.
Well, keep in mind, I think a lot of it had to do with how they were playing, the style of football they were playing.
They weren't playing dangerous football.
No, but they were controlling the line of scrimmage. They, like
dangerous.
Dangerous.
I-95 is dangerous. The Dolphins were like A1A.
But like, see, and you know what? I stopped you from making the same mistake before the Pittsburgh game. Did I not?
What?
You wanted to read all of the machinations of the playoff scenarios. And I said,
I didn't want to read it. I said, I don't think we should read this until we win.
Okay.
I didn't. What you took issue with was me saying the snow practice was stupid. And I was like, I don't think it is stupid. I like it.
Okay. How you
Didn't
feeling?
work. Not great.
Okay. So, yeah.
But I still, even if, listen, the Dolphins could have moved to Antarctica and had practice all week, and I would still never call them dangerous.
Right.
Maybe a live wire or something like that, but not dangerous. Hopefully Dan Orlovsky's learned a lesson. Never trust the Dolphins in December. It's a fool's peril. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. Exactly, Zeus. Hey, you guys want to go see Anthony Joshua against Jake Paul? It's Friday at the Kaseya Center. Caller number
3 for the amount of points that the Dolphins had when we left.
3. Caller 3. The amount of points the Dolphins really scored last night. Caller 3 to 305-567-0560 gets a 4-pack of tickets to see Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua at the Kaseya Center this Friday. We got 2 more 4-packs to give away the rest of the week up until Thursday. But right now, caller 3 to 305-567-0560 will win a 4-pack of tickets to Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua. Caller 3 will get the tickets to see that fight at the Kaseya Center on Friday. We'll take a break, mix things up on the other side. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Oh, hello, Potty Mouth.
Hello.
Heavens to Betsy, your language last night, young lady. My goodness.
Well, you know what? They had it coming.
Wow.
She was hot.
Are you still as mad as you were last night?
No. Maybe hearing the first hour or two of the show, yeah. But I'm a little bit better, you know.
Maybe you're in the mood to hear some Tua talk about being eliminated?
Absolutely not. But sure, go for it.
Yeah, it is tough. We got to play better ball if we want to win games against good teams. And yeah, I mean, it's disappointing we didn't get the outcome we wanted to, and everything that goes on with the playoffs. But when you start the season the way we did, you know, we made it hard on ourselves. You know, so we just got to come in on a Wednesday, and you know, we got to get back to work. Really, at the end of the day, it's about pride that you have for yourself, your last name on your back. You know, who you are as a husband, who you are as a father, as a son, as a teammate, all of that. So we'll see come on Wednesday.
You will never have another hour named of your name on this show. I almost did something. I almost said something.
Wow. Jeez. You almost pulled a Smitty?
Yep.
Wow.
There will never be another hour Tua.
Never?
Never.
The case is closed?
Sealed.
Tobin, the case has been closed.
Sealed.
Let's be very honest with ourselves here.
Man. Crazy. All right.
It even bothered me seeing the camera go up to and like show him putting his hands in the pockets to keep warm.
Yeah.
I said no. Leave him out. Torture yourself like you torture us.
Jeez.
My goodness.
Wow. She is
Freeze!
She is not happy. Let's get to the mixed bag. Well, the Dolphins once again got carved up by Aaron Rodgers. We know one thing about Leroy. He hates Aaron Rodgers. But got to give it up to him last night. But Aaron Rodgers was doing this thing yesterday where he was like kind of doing the everybody doubts the guys on this roster. And he was talking about how like his team is full of cast-offs. And then somebody asked him a question and he didn't like it.
So it's kind of what I said after the game. There's some cast-offs if you look at our roster, which it makes it really special. You know, Kenny Gainwell signed a next to nothing contract. You know, Connor Hayward, an afterthought, had a touchdown run. You know, Marquez been on a couple teams. Adam Thielen got cut. Samuel was on the street for a long time. So it says a lot about the character of the guys we brought in.
Adam Thielen asked to be released.
Don't jump on the soundbite, Bobrovsky. Let it play out, for God's sakes. Let it play out.
-1, man.
You missed the point. You jumped on the punchline of it.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
I didn't know. I just.
We know you didn't know. We know you didn't know.
The hatred he has of
all the timeout with no timeouts. I gotta get Mike Biamonte -1 for being Sergei Bobrovsky.
-1.
You wouldn't need. All right. Can I play it now?
Yeah.
Kind of what I said after the game. There's some cast-offs if you look at our roster, which it makes it really special. You know, Kenny Gainwell signed a next to nothing contract. You know, Connor Hayward, an afterthought, had a touchdown run. You know, Marquez been on a couple teams. Adam Thielen got cut. Samuel was on the street for a long time. So it says a lot about the character of the guys we brought in.
Do you consider yourself one of those cast-offs too?
No, I'm not a cast-off.
Aaron, you can talk.
He didn't like that. He did not like that. Although,
look at that face of stern.
The coach did call him or fly him all the way across the country to say this ain't working for us. So that kind of is a cast off.
It is a cast off. Like if the Jets tell you to leave,
the Jets,
that kind of makes you a cast off, dude. I don't know. I think he is a cast off, but he didn't like the question.
I would say this:
a very credentialed cast off.
He would have endeared the rest of his team if he would have said, "Yeah,
right."
But
I think that would have been like absolutely.
But you know, Aaron Rodgers.
It's too prideful to be a cast off. You guys familiar with Ime Udoka?
Isn't he the coach at Houston?
He is the coach of the Houston Rockets. They
were the 2 seed last year.
Yes, they were a good team. Last night, though, they lost to the Denver Nuggets, 128-125 in overtime. Ime Udoka was not too happy with the officiating.
Oh boy.
Part of the BPL, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, just in general, I think it's poorly officiated game I've seen in a long time. Two have no business being out there, and the crew chief is acting starstruck. So you're seeing all kind of inconsistent calls, and I'm sure we should have got a few more texts.
What do you say to your team when a game is being called the way that it was tonight?
Keep being who we are. We're not going to adjust to poor officials. So we're going to do what we do, and hopefully they can adjust and call it the right way.
Damn, this dude said they were starstruck. I mean, Joker is really good.
Hey, he'll be getting it. Look on the ticker. Ime Udoka was fined, what, 25 grand?
That's 25 grander.
That's 25 grand.
Unless
he didn't say the thing.
That's right.
And NBA, do not fine me.
You got to pull the SPO. If you don't do the SPO, that money's coming out your pocket, dude. Sorry. That's how it's going to go. But he didn't know the trick. He didn't know the trick.
NBA, do not fine me.
They didn't find him.
League, you're not going to even think about giving me a fine.
That was crazy. He looked at the camera. He pointed.
Yeah, he wanted to close up.
League, you're not going to even think about giving me a fine.
That never worked for me.
Nope. It did not?
No.
Tried that one?
They give you a -1 for sass real quick.
I was like, hey, I was playing to the fans. Can't
Well,
throw football in the stands.
Nikola Jović had a really scary fall yesterday. This is Bam Adebayo on the Nico injury.
I mean, I was just impressed that he actually tried to dunk it. Usually Nico tries to lay that up. But once, you see guys start waving to the trainers to come get him, that's when you start to, have worry that he's really in bad shape. But Nico's a warrior. I always say he got that tough Serbian blood in him. So for him to smile, obviously, is a great sign. He's in great spirits, and we wish you could have got that win for him.
So I would say this. When guys were waving, I was like, ooh, he must really be hurt. But when the stretcher came out, the stretcher, when's the last time you seen a stretcher at a basketball game?
I didn't even know they had one. I thought they had just a Paul Pierce wheelchair.
That's when you think something's really going on. The stretcher at a basketball game? Yeah. I was like, and then he waved it off.
Sexy Sauce says, I think he faked it because he missed the dunk. You're a bastard, Sexy Sauce. Jesus.
-1.
Nah, see, that's what Tobin said too.
For propaganda.
He said he thought he fractured his tailbone, and I'm like, no, he didn't land on his tailbone. He landed on the side. When you land on that tailbone, you know. But I don't know why the thing that threw me off was Nico. He started grabbing his butt, and his arm was hurt. Like, what the hell are you doing to us, Nico?
I hope Nico feels better. It's been a terrible year so far with everything. It's okay, buddy. We're going to bounce back. We're going to bounce back. Finally, here's a little bit more of Troy Aikman being annoyed with the Dolphins.
This is just the bizarre last few series, and they don't go hurry up. Now they're going hurry up. They're calling timeouts. It's hard to understand exactly what the philosophy or what they're trying to do.
Second down.
So the delay of game on top of it.
How you get a delayed game on hurry up? Explain that to me.
They didn't have timeouts, so they got called for delay of game.
Oh, all right.
But
like, I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking, right? That's crazy, right? We doing a hurry up, and you.
Yes. 100% yes. Oh man.
I told you that when they came out in the second half, that if they want to get rid of that zone blitz, just do no huddle. And they wouldn't do it. Which
might as well.
Which when you don't do no huddle, it's because you have questions if whether everybody on the field would know what to do. And I would say this, every time we have gotten ready for the zone blitz or any combination of it, or teams that run exotic blitzes, you run a play, you come back to the line of scrimmage, and it slows that down. And so we would always, against certain teams, have no huddle in your pack. Hell, you practice no huddle every Thursday or every Friday.
Hell, they can't even hear in their huddle. What's the point of having a huddle if you can't even hear in it?
Then why didn't they have a whole bunch of false starts if they couldn't hear? Because that's usually what happens, right?
Oh, man.
Even the excuses don't make sense.
Take a break. Final hour coming up. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Get to our headlines this hour. Brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. Your boy Biff, he said that the players feel betrayed and angry after firing Sherrone Moore. Something about a guy named Biff. He feels like he's got it all under control.
Leroy is still not over it.
I mean, look, it's unfortunate. The right thing happened. Like you can't be a head coach of a big time school and do that, right? On the spot. You're fired on the spot, regardless of what the circumstances are. So they can feel angry and upset because they could really like their coach and have really liked their coach and enjoy playing for him and all that stuff. But the coach made a mistake. And he's got to live with that. And you know, that portion of life doesn't change. And whether you like it or not, you got to accept it.
The Dolphins, they lose yesterday. Season's a wrap. Bounced. It was going to take a lot of crazy stuff anyway, but I mean, they did not show themselves well. You know that to even keep it alive.
Right.
Tua. This is him on some of the struggles.
Well, you know, I think it's hard to hear for some of the guys in the huddle, and so, you know, I would sort of test it to that, but you know, I think there's a lot of things that could go into that.
All right. Awesome.
What was the question, out of curiosity?
We'll find out.
Because we playing the answer and him answering. A lot of guys couldn't hear, but without knowing what the question is, we're just taking it as, why is he saying a lot of guys? You know what I mean? It's a weird thing.
Talk amongst yourselves and finding the answer.
Yeah, I mean, it really.
Did he just Mike McDaniels?
Yeah.
We're questioning the question.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think a lot of times when you don't hear the question and you just you comment on it, not knowing what the question. I have no idea what the question was. Was it something about struggles with the timing or the delayed, going to the line with 5 seconds left and having to rush?
I got it here. All right. It was first asked, the offense struggled in the first half. What did you see? What led to that? He said there were some things offensively that we were messing up ourselves, really, just basically from every aspect of my communications with the guys, getting in the huddle, getting guys out, knowing guys where to go with their alignments, all that. It was followed up. That seems to be something that happened quite a bit in the latter part of the season. 3 more games to try and fix that. Look forward to next year. What brought that on? He goes, well, I think it's hard to hear in the huddle for some guys. I would attest it to that, but there's a lot of things that can go into that. So he's basically saying, why has this been happening so much?
Right. And I would say that he kind of protected them, if it's even possible, by saying that instead of there's guys in the huddle.
P's and Q's.
There's guys in the huddle that don't know what they're doing.
Awesome.
Right? For whatever reason. That would be the answer, because my response to can't hear is nobody jumped offside, so they could hear the cadence pretty good.
So jumping
outside the huddle. Secondly, the other thing, just looking at the game and seeing that they refused to go no huddle when no huddle was the answer, would say that they have questions whether guys in the game would know what to do.
So he's catching a quote grenade like Bruno Mars?
Pretty much. It sucks, because when you hear the answer, you only hear that portion of it, but there's more into it. And I pretty much said that before he even answered that question, right? That, like, I don't know why they wouldn't go no huddle. And just to give you a little insight on offensive football, you run a whole bunch of plays, and once a week you have a 2-minute period to where you go through the 2 minutes, you have an official spot the ball, they methodically move the ball down the field, you know when to call timeouts, what situations, what circumstance, there's a big clock in the end zone, so you can follow it, and you do this a couple of times a week. So when it comes to no huddle, when it comes to hurry up offense, it's not like they don't practice it every week. It's not like a surprise if in the first quarter you say, let's go no huddle, let's go 2 minute, right? It's not a shock. The only reason why they would not go to it is if they have questions whether some of these guys would know what to do. And I got to tell you, yeah, guys falling down on the ground untouched. Look like they blew out an ACL, right?
You know, that's crazy.
So
would have thought the snow practice would have fixed that. I'll take my -1. I apologize.
Take your -1. You need to take a -1 for even suggesting that was going to help.
-1.
So, yeah, I don't like when you get in these situations when you're answering questions and your team's bad. People want answers.
Yeah, well, especially since he's already had such a snafu this year.
Right. And so part of the problem is that your answer can't be we're bad and walk off. They want an explanation. And so you try to do that. And it doesn't always come across like it should.
Jordan Brooks, he was asked about if the defense ran out of steam in the second half.
I mean, no, honestly. As a defender, if we got to play 100 plays, if we got to play 20 plays, we got to play. And this is what we work for. We callous our body for these moments because you never know how many plays you got to be out there. And we expected it to be a defensive game. We expected to be on the field a lot of plays this game. And so, like I said, I just didn't think we tackled well. I don't think we tried to tackle well. We kind of like block tackling, just throwing our shoulder in, not wrapping dudes up. And so I think that's what led to.
That's how you do it.
I would say another thing is that
that's how you do it, Jordan Brooks.
Was everybody as annoyed as I was that they kept throwing that 5 or 6 yard pass and guys were 20 yards deep? And they would run for like 10, 15 yards.
Yeah.
Like it happened almost on a whole drive. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, why is everybody 15 yards deep? And they just dump it underneath and the guy runs. And one time they do it with a running back. One time do it with a tight end. Like they just kept throwing the same play. Like at some point you can't get beat by the same thing.
Depressing. Panthers last night, they did get a win. Got to give some love to the champs as they had a hell of a road trip. They beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. Sergei Bobrovsky doing his work. Here's a little Plagans last night.
Held along the far side by Cirelli. Now Tampa Bay grabs control. A one-timer. Kucherov stopped by Bobrovsky in front. Hagel across. A shot save. Bobrovsky on Cirelli. It stays alive out front of the net. And this one played toward the line. Tampa Bay holds the zone.
I don't understand how Sergei Bobrovsky is this flexible at 37. He's legitimately made of rubber.
I don't know. He does the splits more than a gymnast.
It's crazy.
With pads on.
Brad Marchand, he got going yesterday. He scored a goal. Rhino had a shorty and a power play. That's a Reinhardt special.
Shorty and a power play.
Shorty and a power. That's Reinhardt's game right there, dude.
The Rhino double.
Yep. And then Anton Lundell got another goal. And then Carter.
Balinskis Maneuvers ahead, pass near side. Didn't find Marchand with that, but we have a Tampa Bay defender without a stick. It's Crozier, broke his stick. Balinskis down low, Verhaeghe in front, back, and he scores! Carter Verhaeghe cuts it out front and goes top shelf on the backhand. The Panthers take a 5-2 lead.
Man. He's been killing since he had a kid. It's unbelievable.
Carter Verhaeghe.
Unbelievable. Take a break. More to come here on the show. We're back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Get your little 15 minutes of heat here, brought to you by the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models for a limited time. Learn more at Lexus.com. The Heat will be back at practice tomorrow. If Tyler Herro doesn't practice, are you still like, because you guys are a couple of conspiracy theorists. You know, you don't believe anything.
Wow.
Practice, Tobin?
Game recognized game, Tobin.
What do you mean game recognized game?
Yeah,
You know what this looks like.
Yeah, don't try to shift it.
I think it looks like Tyler Herro has a bad toe. You told me toes don't play.
Toes don't play, but when did he hurt his toe?
I mean, I think he originally heard it a couple of weeks ago.
Couple of weeks ago, 5 days off. He played basketball in between then. What happened?
That I don't know. The trainers that's
supposed
supposed
Wait. Let me do it. Let me do it. Jennifer. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
What are you guys doing there? Who is that?
What?
This is what Spo had to say. Spo's an honest man. This is what he had to say on Tyler Herro's injury.
He and the trainers met, and he just didn't feel right. They didn't feel right about it. We'll reevaluate him tomorrow and see what the next step, or where he'll be tomorrow.
It sounds perfectly plausible to me.
So if he doesn't practice and he doesn't play on Thursday, where are we? Are you going to start? Are you going to join the dark side finally? Or are you going to play this reverse psychology?
I mean, I'm not on any side here. I think that I'm on the side of the truth, which is Tyler Herro has bad feet. He has one foot that had an extra bone. He's got a toe that's bruised. I'm on the side of what's actually happening. You guys are acting like a bunch of loons, thinking we're getting Giannis. Which, by the way, our poll came back.
It's Giannis. Of course it's Giannis.
Heavily voted, though. Heavily voted. We almost we're well over 3,000 votes on this. 63%. The answer, if only one could happen, which one would you want? Dolphins get Joe Burrow. Heat get Giannis. It'd be funny if we did this poll again today.
Right? I think the temperature would be much different.
No.
I feel like you should probably do it for fun.
I don't think it would be.
You still think it would be Giannis?
Yeah.
Put it to a test.
Because here's what I would say. Giannis can make an immediate impact. If you bring in Joe Burrow, you still got some other things to do to the system, to the offensive line, who's going to be the coach. And so if you had to bring somebody in that would make a difference right now with the season going on, it would be Giannis.
But there would have to be a big adjustment period for that.
Give Giannis the ball.
I don't think
like
so.
Everybody else that they've signed had to come in and get acclimated. If Giannis comes here, you got to get acclimated to Giannis.
In the middle of a season.
Don't matter. Giannis is Giannis.
But like that takes some time. It's not gonna
not with him scoring 30. Everybody get in where you fit in.
I honestly don't think it would be that much of an adjustment, Brittany. I think that this team is like dying for some kind of a guy to really be the guy. Like I know Norm's kind of done it. Norm's he didn't have a good shooting night last night, and got a little I felt like he got a little too focused on trying to bait everybody into a foul yesterday.
So here's what happened. Early in the season, you had guys who lit it up from three. And now they're coming back to the means, and it's...
Yeah, it is. And that's one of those things that kind of sucks too, is like, you hate that it is just one of those things like, hey, they can't hit a three to save their life and people are shooting hot against them right now. And nobody ever wants that to just be the explanation when that could just be the explanation. And that is it is like they are ice cold right now. Can't shoot, losing a lot of games, getting outshot. I think the thing that makes you nervous about it, though, is one of the things you had concerns with this team coming into the year was there's not a lot of shooting. And So if Norm has a tough night and Tyler doesn't play, where are you getting your and Fontecchio's in this in this unbelievable funk, and you don't play? I mean, Khalil Ware's maybe one of your better 3-point shooters, which is crazy. So where do you get the shooting from? You need Davion to have a hot night, but it's not like a thing he's known for, and defenses aren't going to really respect it. So, I don't know. They certainly need to get back on the on track with that. But I agree. Like that could just be. It's as simple as, man, the shots just aren't falling right now. Now, I mean, like some other thing? Yeah, of course, but it could just be that simple. But look, Norm Powell started the year insane. And probably if he keeps, at bay with where he still is at, he's probably going to make the All-Star team for this team. It'll be between him and Bam because they're not getting 2 All-Stars. But this, Jaime's kind of not as electric as he was to start the year. He was fine. Like, I can't say Jaime Hawkins has played poorly, but I think like he was electrifying off the bench to start the season. I don't quite feel that same pop with him for whatever reason. And I think part of that might be because the shooting is gone, because part of the charm of Jaime is he was attacking the rim and then spraying the ball out and getting a ton of assists. And I just, this bench unit just has been a little bit.
Well, I think that's the thing. Like, they relied heavily early on in the season on the bench, and their depth was one of the better things about them, but nobody's doing anything. The starting lineup isn't doing anything. The bench isn't doing anything. Wiggins is nowhere to be found. Like, I feel like everyone's skimming over that.
No, it is.
This is a Wiggins thing. He's like, he can go from being the 9th man on your bench to being one of the best players on the court. And I don't know how he goes in and out of that. But that
I would say there's only one game this season that he's really been the best player on the floor.
Yeah, which he's never going to be. He's not usually going to be your best player on the floor, but he has been he is in a little bit of an inefficient rut.
Yeah, he has
for the team. And he can also get the turnover issues pretty rough. And Jaime did do that. So that was one thing I think he had 5 yesterday.
At one point, they had like 22 points off turnovers yesterday. So
tough. MacMan says Bam is such a non-factor for winning. Heat media doesn't even bother talking about him. I disagree. I think honestly, if anybody had a good game yesterday, like maybe the 6-year point, but I think if anybody had a good game yesterday, Bam was pretty effective. He was super aggressive early on.
Why do they stop? Like, when you're on that run, you keep going till it goes cold. You don't make it cold. They just like pick spots.
It's not really the system though. The system is like moving it around and getting it to the open guy. Like that's what they're trying to do in early shots. So they would have to, they could deviate off of that. But I will say this one thing, that Jakob Poeltl is a pain in the ass when he goes up against Bam, but he's got some weird matchups. That Jakob Poeltl, he's one of them. And what was that dude's name? Mamu Shveli?
Mamu be there.
Mamu, he had what the hell was his name? If he was a UFC fighter, I could say it. Mamu Kelishvili. Sandro Mamu Kelishvili. He had your bantamweight champion of the world. He is he had like a big spark for Toronto early in that fourth too. And gave Khalil the business a little bit, and then Spo was like, okay, done with Khalil. Sit him down. So it's a little it's depressing right now. It's depressing. Need to get back on track. Otherwise,
you will reside in your kingdom in Playinville. Get prepared for extra playoff games that don't count as playoff games. For the opportunity to get spanked by the Pistons here in Playinville.
Are you into the NBA Cup tonight? You gonna watch that?
Mm-mm.
You need a night off of sports. It was an exhausting night of sports yesterday.
My head was like this.
It was crazy. Twin Peaks gave us The Cabin, and we had we had Panthers, Monday Night Football on the big TV, Heat, and it was pew, 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 pew. It was going all over the place. It was hard. It was hard to stay focused. We
Oh,
did.
don't
We did.
worry. When
we
you
did-
did a little double take and saw the scores, you're like,
When you
Yeah,
saw
only
that
one
3 for a
game
very
was-
long time.
Yeah,
Hmm.
only one game was really worth paying much attention to. Let's be honest.
and that was the one we were paying the least amount of attention.
Of course, it always is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It always is. I'm just ready for Saturday.
They're back Wednesday. They're finally home. They take on the Kings, and then so after that long road trip, and then yes, I think that's where our focus has got to go this
It
week.
really,
Brittany.
I agree. I think we need to pivot and
this crying towel nonsense. We got a playoff game coming up on
We sure
Saturday.
do.
We got
Let's
a
not
playoff
forget
game
about
coming up on Saturday against those dumbass Aggies, and we gotta put our focus and our eggs in that basket because you know what? This is an actual first time opportunity for the Miami Hurricanes. The Dolphins literally been doing the thing for a quarter century.
Yep. Was the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So
We love the definition of insanity here in Playinville. Keep doing the same thing, and that's where you end up, right between the 10 and 7 seed.
We'll take a break. Final segment coming up back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. We got any timeouts left, or should I call? Are we good? We got timeouts? What should we do here? Oh, God, that I guess that's a win. That's a loss is officially done, Jennifer. I don't need any more labels for the rest of the season.
No. Just no.
We got ourselves our own bowl. The Porcelain Bowl is coming up on Sunday. Dolphins and Bengals, two QBs who can't stay on the field. But now we're here for you guys in a meaningless game. Gameday Uncensored. I think
Winter Soldier, man.
I think what I'm going to do on Gameday Uncensored this week is going to tell you guys all the things you should be doing to be a good family person or friend, and all the things you should be doing, like go to Peanut Island this weekend and go snorkel instead of watch dolphins.
Is that water cold?
Maybe. I don't know. I like a refreshing dip in some water, you know? What?
Okay.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That cold water is not your friend.
Oh, dude, I love you go to the Florida Springs. Love it. Like a husky sea otter. Love it.
Absolutely not.
Why not, dude?
There's this place in North Carolina. It's called Sliding Rock, and it's like it's quite literally a rock that you slide down.
That sounds amazing.
Well, you should. Yeah, it's great. It's a great time, except for when it's summertime. It's like 100 degrees outside, and the water is like 50 degrees.
Perfect.
But you know what? It depends. Like, it'll be refreshing.
No.
Got to tell you, this is a 3-person conversation. All out. Y'all go ahead on to talk about jumping in bodies of water.
Oh, there's no shot Leroy would like going to the Springs.
No,
Gators in the Florida Springs.
not.
Well, this is just a rock, Leroy, in the mountains. It's not. There's no gators or anything.
Mountains, rocks, all you said all no words to Leroy. Mountains, rocks, springs,
Yeah,
bodies of water.
They got those monkeys at Silver Springs that, like, I don't know how they got there, but they live on the little island,
aren't they aggressive?
and they'll just jump into the water
I'm
like
sorry, what?
cannonball style.
Absolutely.
They're like aggressive monkeys, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
There
I'm
you
sorry.
go. Just add one more no. Like critters, monkeys,
No.
just crap jumping into the water with me if I should decide to take that plunge.
I mean, the thing is like inside in like the Carolinas, you have to worry about the water moccasins in the
Oh,
lakes.
and snakes? Oh.
Actually, it's one of the most poisonous snakes.
Yes, I know.
This was
Where
pretty
you
wild.
lost me.
Like on a glass bottom boat. This one was like swimming around.
What is that?
A
A monkey.
Oh,
That's terrifying.
that's not at the zoo?
No, dude, that's like in a natural park.
Oh,
Where did they
hell
get
no.
this
I don't know what the
from?
hell wrong with y'all.
They got left
know,
there.
Joe.
You have to be
No,
amazing.
there's a funny video that came out maybe like 2 months ago. A bunch of monkeys just jump. I think it's that one actually.
Yeah,
Yep,
they're
it's
like
that one.
those are all monkeys jumping into the water.
That's insane. There's no way that's real.
Oh, I'm telling you.
And you think that's fun?
Oh, dude, it's a blast. It's a blast. The
And when they
Springs
attack you, what happens?
are, they don't. They're doing their own thing.
Oh, okay.
They're doing their own thing. You know, they got their own problems.
They're just having fun in the water.
That's insane.
Taking a little dippy dip.
The water is nice though.
No, it is very
They're
refreshing.
very
I'm used to that old dirt, muddy water from Louisiana. You know, clear water. Yeah,
What is? Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
Hmm?
still not intrigued.
Sexy
Fancy.
sauces.
Hey, let's use another Leroy. Fancy is not tickled.
Really?
Not even in the least little bit.
Good time, man. You're missing out.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm good. I am good.
Leroy.
I'm good. I don't know what the hell's wrong with y'all.
Sexy sauce says Fort Lauderdale also has a wild monkey population by the airport. I've heard about that. I've never seen them. Have you ever seen those by the airport? But I've heard about those. The Fort Lauderdale airport monkeys.
The only
What,
ones I
by
see
the
the ones.
airport?
The only ones I see the ones I pick up at the airport when they fly into town.
Dude, I don't think I've ever seen those ones. But the ones in Silver Springs, I have seen those. But they weren't doing the cannonballs when I was there. They were just hanging in the trees.
They didn't bother you at all.
They're doing their own thing.
When you've gone to the Springs, have you encountered any gators like around, like
Yes.
very close?
Yes, but they didn't bother me. They just kind of
What?
did their own
See,
thing.
that's the only thing that stops me because obviously I don't.
That's
trust-
the only thing?
Yeah, that's the only
So
thing.
monkeys could be jumping around.
It's a monkey, but like
Okay.
gators, yeah, I don't like
Gators, water moccasins. That's how I learned how to swim.
gators and snakes. Yeah, no.
You know
learned how
that,
to
that's how I learned how to swim.
What do you mean you learned how to swim?
Because I went on I was a altar boy and we went on a little retreat and we went hiking, which already I'm uncomfortable. But we were going down the stream and they go, hey, there's a snake in the water, pretty big size snake. You can walk around it or swim. And when he said swim, I was like,
You were in?
Say,
Michael Phelps.
hey, we didn't know you could swim. I thought you said you couldn't swim. I said I couldn't. I've figured it out.
That's instincts.
I swam my ass off to get around that snake.
Dade South says,
It was a big one too.
Dade South
So
says
we had the little scouts, going like ahead of us, and it was like a deep part of the water, right? And they go, look at the bank. There's a snake sitting there. You can walk around the snake or swim over the deep part. I was like, what? I was swimming. We didn't even know that you could swim.
Dade South says must be shocking for those monkeys to see a manatee in a kayak.
There it is. There it is.
I just say,
Point for Witcher.
When we went to the Springs, we actually did my wife was like this, like right face to face with a manatee. It was pretty crazy.
They don't do nothing, right?
They don't do anything.
This one was a little spooky. He was like, "Whoa!" and he spun out of there, or she. I'm not really sure which.
No. So I'm saying manatees aren't.
They're not dangerous. Sea cows.
They mind their own business.
Yeah, that's what we should do when it comes to the wild. But I'm gonna just say this: only intangibles are intrigued by the wildlife. If I brought my family to the Springs, they're like, a monkey? Hell no! We out. Y'all go.
Got you again.
Let's go see the pretty monkey. Look, it's jumping in the water. Let's go get in the boat and see. No.
You want to read Schmeathan's comment there, Leroy?
How are you squinting? I literally highlighted it.
Oh, no.
Schmeathan Schmolnick. Tobin, your wife is face to face with a manatee every morning. She's such a bastard.
Point for
I think their closest relative is an elephant. What?
I don't know. Could be.
Hey, no, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I don't know why y'all like it. See, my daughter, when she was like 12, when she got old enough, Mel took her down to swim with the dolphins. And I'm like, that's her side of the family. I ain't going.
You might have a good time.
Huh?
You might have a good time, dude.
No, I'm not.
All right, fine.
Dude, dolphins bite.
It says surprisingly, manatees and elephants are distant relatives.
How about
that? There you sound.
Coming through.
Well,
look, the Dolphins season is over, but the important thing is Tua had fun in the fourth quarter. That's the most important thing, everybody. So don't worry about it. As long as Tua had a good time, Jennifer.
Do we know that he was laughing?
Oh, dude.
Leroy, what does that look like to you? Does it look like he's
out
yawning?
there.
What is like what?
No, his
He could be
veneers are
screaming.
hurt.
He's clearly laughing. There was also a play that
He was
happened.
cheesing, dude. He was
There
like,
I forgot what play it was. I think he got. I don't know if it was when he got sacked. I don't remember. He got up and he was laughing. I said, "What's fun?" I'm confused. What's funny?
he was laughing because Jalen Ramsey got him. And then afterwards, after the game, he was like shadow boxing with Jalen Ramsey. I'm like, not the time, dude. Just like shadow box in the tunnel with him. God, you and Jalen Ramsey have a good relationship.
Game's over.
No, the season's over.
Leroy, time and place.
Because like everybody in the
Well, listen. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. I have never after any game that I've ever played, stayed on the field, win or loss.
Right.
I'm the first one off the field. I ain't got time for all that. I'll holler at you later. So I don't understand this, banding after a game. That just never was my thing. So I'm trying to be understanding without being an old head and hard ass or whatever. I didn't dap up. I mean, hell, Metcalf called me one time and said, yo, I didn't see you after the game. I say, and you talking to me now? What's up? Right? So I'm always the first one off the field. I'm not good, bad, or indifferent. I just go in on and take it in because
no, not Tua, dude. He was hobnobbing.
Yeah, I know. Quarterbacks got to hobnob. They got to do the handshake. They got to do, that thing. I don't have to.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I get it. Believe me, I get it. But again, time and place, show a little bit of
disappointment.
Emotion. Yeah, and disappointment that you've just been eliminated from the playoffs.
They were eliminated before yesterday.
No, I get it, but give your fans something. And
I would rather, you know what? I'd rather him keep doing what he's doing and give fans good play. How's that? I don't care about how he looks before or after he sucks. I would just rather him play better.
But he's doing both. He's sucking and he's doing that after the game.
I got you. Hey, question. I'm going to ask this seriously.
Yep.
Right? Because I think we forget. D-Sizzle, are you seriously saying is Cam Newton available or are you just being funny?
He's messing around, dude.
Okay. Because I'm I don't think y'all remember how some of these careers end. All right. I mean, I'm trying to be cool with the, how people do things, now, because I get criticized all the time for being old school and football is different now, but I've never been the guy, and I'm friendly with everybody. I'm not one of those guys that carry that,
Nobody's against a little hug and a handshake. Good friendly battle.
Nope.
It's not a shadow boxing. I don't need that.
Nope. Oh, yeah. Usually shadow boxing in our clique means that you've had a few.
Right.
Don't deflect. Don't deflect.
I'm not deflecting. I'm just saying last time I was in a shadow boxing situation, it caught me off guard.
Well, everybody, that's our show for today. Hope
we made it. Unfortunately, we made it. It was, I got to tell you, it was a long show.
Where's Schmitty?
Probably, he's hopefully with some mouthwash. You and him, a couple of potty mouths. The two of you. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
That's football.
This season.
Put on them apple bottom jeans and get low, Tyler.
Tua, you're on notice, dude.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.